Yeah, 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 man. Yeah, make me feel love then.
First of all, everybody, thank you. Okay? So, it's our first episode. So tonight, we got Charleston White in the building. This is a land of honesty. This is a land of truth. Um, this is a land of hard work, effort, perseverance. This is a land of growth. You know, from Texas, got his own youth organization. I admire you, Charleston, first of all. I admire you. That's why, on the second note, why I wanted to bring you first. I don't always agree with what you say. We don't talk about that. I respect you, brother. More than anything, I respect anybody who can live in their truth. You feel me? So, with that being said, let's give a round of applause.
What's up, black man?
All right.
What's up, brother? Yai? What's up, Evansville? Yeah, I appreciate that love. I get so much hate online. It's always refreshing to get the love in real life. So, hold on, no, I was supposed to do something. I didn't do it.
Okay. So for the ones in the audience that don't know or haven't watched a whole lot of your content, could you explain why you do what you do? What's the motivation? What molded you into the man that you became today?
Man, that's a long question. I went back to college in my early 30s. I went to community college looking for a partial way out of the streets. So I wasn't submerged. I wasn't a real street guy. I was a typical guy like most black males in this country who was raised with a mother, a father, a grandmother who instilled good morals, good values, was God-fearing, and because of the culture, we chose to engage in criminal activity to try to get some money. So I was never the type of person that could rob, kill, or steal. So I would try to sell marijuana. I tried to do a little pimping. But I wasn't a street guy. So when I started having children, I wanted to give first my son something that I never had, and that was a present father. I didn't know anything about being a good dad or a bad dad. I just wanted to be present. So in order for me to be present, that means I can't go to jail, I can't go to prison. So, but when I had my daughter, that was complete life-changing because I got to actually see what a woman went through to give birth to a child. So that at 29, 30, my life became submerged in fatherhood. So I didn't want to take no chances selling weed. I surely didn't want to pimp because now I got a daughter. So that was further from my mind. So I went to community college because I can remember in school, my teachers from up to middle school, telling me how smart I was with academic talent. So I went to community college, and by going to community college, I find out that you have access to financial aid, your Pell grants, your state grants, and not only your grants, you get scholarships. Not only your scholarships, you can get the subsidized and unsubsidized loan money. And at the time, that was like $15,000 on top of $12,000 that they would give you for one academic school year. So going to community college was my way of not even looking back out at the streets by way of financial aid. So when I went to community college, I was computer illiterate. I could work a cell phone, but I couldn't work a basic Microsoft app, Word, Excel, Microsoft, things like that. So I had to take a BCIS class. And while taking this BCIS class, I seen a young lady next to me on Facebook. Didn't know anything about social media. So I missed the MySpace era. So I missed all of the social media era. So when I was in BCS class, I used to pay her to help me with my schoolwork. So I saw her on Facebook, and she told me about Facebook. And she said that you can get back in touch with people you used to be in school with elementary. So I got locked up at the age of 14. I didn't come home until I was 21. So there was a lot of people that I had been in contact with since childhood. So Facebook was a way of me to get back in contact with them old classmates, them old friends. And that's how I got introduced to social media. So what made me to do what I do now is social media became an outlet for me. But before it became an outlet, it was an addiction. Just like most of us are addicted to it. I would wake up in the morning, wake the kids up for school. But as I'm waking the kids up from school, I'm seeing, who done sent me a friend request. I'm looking at who done liked my pictures. I'm looking at who done commented on something I said 2 days ago. And I might get the kids late off to school because I'm fucking around with this phone. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, I might wake up in the middle of the night on the way to the bathroom and grab this phone and looking at this phone as I'm peeing. I done picked the phone up after sex. Man, just because she looking at TV, I'm on the phone. You know? So it started occupying so much of my time. I had a friend who's my manager today, used to say, man, you spending all that time on her, nigga, you ain't getting nothing out of that. But most of us don't know how much time we're spending on social media. So I can recall a time when my daughter was in gymnastics, and she would be down there doing all the gymnastic warm-ups, and I would be up there in the stands arguing with a person I don't know over a post that I made. And me and this person been arguing for 2 days. We don't know each other. I done generated over 200 comments, 500 shares, 1,000 likes, and none of us have gotten nothing out of this, and we in our real feelings. Now we starting to insult each other. But my daughter is looking up in the stands saying, Daddy, and I'm neglecting her for this app. So when I saw a movie on Netflix that was called Social Dilemma. It was actually a documentary. When I saw that documentary, it changed my whole mind. I started having a disdain for being on social media, but I couldn't stop logging on. The dopamine that it gives you when you post a picture and you get all of these likes, it's like a drug. You get the same effect of a drug. So I started feeling shame. But at the same time, I'm working in the community. So during the time that I get introduced to social media, the Black Lives Matter movement had just hit America. It was just being introduced to America. And I was angry on social media, not from police shootings, not from injustices. I was angry because I felt like a failed father because I was struggling as a single father financially. I'm out in the community helping other people's children who's getting in trouble, but I can't come back home and take my kids to the movies, to the zoo. Or I can't pay for my daughter's horseback ride lesson. But I'm out here gathering backpacks and supplies for other people's children. So as a father going home, that didn't feel good. So I would get on social media like most people, and I was a hater. I hated everything. But at the time, I started hating the Black Lives Matter movement because I didn't want to be angry. And the Black Lives Matter movement became a group of angry people.
So let me ask you this. When you initially started to get on social media, you had more of a positive approach, more of a mild-tempered approach.
Yeah.
What
I didn't
drove-
curse. I wouldn't smoke a blunt on camera. I wouldn't use the word nigger. I was very well polished. I was actually a poster child for the state's juvenile system at the time.
So what changed all that? What made you make the transition to
Trying to fit in with black people because black people was angry. At this time in the country, police shootings were starting. You had the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Mark verdict. So black people had became angry. Here I am working with white people that's helping me help black children get out the juvenile system, get out of jail, helping me help the community, but all the black people are angry. So I don't want to feel like a sellout, nigga. It's hard to go against your culture. That's why so many white people who wasn't with slavery, who wasn't with lynching, had to stay quiet. Because even though they wasn't with it, they couldn't come out and stand against it because they'll get lynched, they'll get hung. Just like today, if you go against the black culture, you're gonna get lynched, you're gonna get hung, especially if you're going against them for white people. So here I am, I got white people helping me help black children. From the school system, to the prisons, to the juvenile system, but all black people is mad. They hateful. They want revenge for whatever reason. So this is the whole Black Lives Matter movement. So when the George Floyd movement hit,
Talk about that.
man, when the George Floyd movement hit, black people displayed a level of anger, ignorance, and violence that they had never seen in black people. The civil rights movement was supposed to do what black people did during the George Floyd riots. That's what the people in the civil rights, they had the right to have that type of anger. But we today as black people, we hadn't been hung, we hadn't been lynched. Most niggas we feel been mistreated, broke the law to get mistreated. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying, man, my mama done raised me and taught me to accept the Christian values and belief system. So the Christian values and belief system who most black people have in America says that God has no respect of color. Has no respect of color. So how can I hate them for what they had no hand in? So I'm saying, how can we walk? So there was a situation that happened in the black community where we was divided with the police department. And I was saying, say y'all, let's have compassion. In every police instance, in every police injustice, we can't say off with their head every time. If he mistreat a black woman at a traffic stop, we can't say fire him off with his head. If he kill a black person, off with his head, off with their head every time. No forgiveness. We have become like the slave masters, just as mean and hateful as the southern white boy used to be, nigga. So that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying, God, I don't want to be hateful because I'm not hating white people. I'm starting to hate black people for how they do one another. I'm starting to hate these niggas that'll shoot up a 93-year-old woman's house and it's the wrong house. I'm starting to hate these niggas that got this 15-year-old kid came in claiming blood, but when it's time to bury him, ain't no blood, got no money for the funeral home. I'm starting to hate these niggas. Now they rapping about killing niggas, smoking. So I'm starting to really have a hate. And the internet became my outlet because in the shower, I would pray and say, God, please don't let my heart become hardened toward my own people. That was my prayer in secret. But I come online and say, I hate you bitch ass niggas. But I don't hate you. I'm just saying some shit. But in secret, I'm praying not to hate you niggas. So it's the response of the people. Because when I tried to come positive, they would say, look at your eye. Look at your dreads. Look at your car. Your roof hanging down in the top. Your diamonds ain't shining. So they started attacking the image. And what I learned in college is that Confucius once said, he who controls images controls minds. So hip-hop is a mind-controlling tool that controls us by gangster images.
Smoking Tuka.
Come on, man. So that's how I learned about Tuka, working with the kids in the community. That's how I found about King Von, working with the kids in the juvenile system who done caught murders. And I say, little homie, who your favorite rapper? And he say, King Von. I said, man, I ain't never heard of him. So when I go home, because I want to connect with this kid, I done spent an hour talking to this kid, and I know if I find out who his favorite rapper is, and if I can come back and recite a song that me and this kid are bonding together. So that was a bonding tool for me. So I would go Google King Von and find out, man, this motherfucker crazy. Man, all this nigga do is, man, shit. So when I come back, I would say, God damn, nigga, why you like him? All he talking about is killing people. So now I'm intrigued why he like this motherfucker. So that's how I found about drill music. So when I come to the outlet, so when I come to the internet, it was my outlet, like a punching bag, like exercising, like going to the gym. I can come play this villain against all these bullies. I'm not talking about the black woman getting the BBL. I'm not talking about the black woman who wear eyelashes. I'm not bashing the black woman for the weave. I'm fucking with the niggas that kill people, the gangsters, the rappers, the killers. And I'm saying, I'll call the police on you niggas. I'll tell on you niggas. And the community saying I'm the villain because I'm attacking the villains. That blew my mind. So that gave me the fuel to even keep playing the villain. I wouldn't care who died. Fuck they baby. They kill people. They don't give a damn when we die over here. Fuck them people. But I don't mean that, but I can come online and play whatever I want to play, just like most of y'all go on there and play whatever you want to play. Play like you're having a good day and you can barely pay your rent.
Right.
Playing like God is good and your gas light on. Man, ain't no way in the world you believe God good and your gas light on and you can't borrow no money from nobody. Man, you just talking.
And as we transition into the future, do you think we will be able to revitalize the minds of black people as we transition, as far as like the younger demographic of people?
No. No. There won't be no reviving. It don't get better, it gets worse. It has to come to an end so something new can come about. Unless there's a war in America, I can see nothing that would ever change the trajectory of America, whether that's a civil war or a foreign war. Right now, politically, we're at the brink and the verge of a civil war politically between the Democrats and Republicans with Trump, and we're at a civil war. That's just politically. Nationally, there are 99 different tongues in America. And nobody is adhering to America's old custom and traditions, but the old white Americans. So we divided as a nation. There won't be an attack from the outside. It'll be from within, just like the 9/11 attacks. So who's prepared for it? Surely not black people. We're the only group that's trying to have fun in today's atmosphere and climate. Everybody else is preparing for what's to come. So our children have no survival skills, no survival tactics. They don't even know how to take the bean out the bean bag in the cabinet and put it in a white styrofoam cup with some dirt and put it in the window and pour water in it and watch it grow. They don't even teach that in school no more.
Mm-hmm. And that's mainly because instant gratification plagued this generation.
Indoctrination starts in the classroom. They're indoctrinated to be docile, robots. They're indoctrinated to be like this. What are we doing at home to counter or to counteract what's being done to us. If we say homosexuality is being portrayed and propagated and projected to our children, what are you doing to counter that attack? Nothing. They can go in their room with their cell phones at nighttime and look up whatever porn site they know how to spell. We used to have to go look under the bed, in the closet, to try to find the porn. Today's children, all they have to do is think and imagine and envision and type it into a phone and it comes to life to them. How do you shield your children from that when we're supposed to protect what they see, protect what they hear, and protect what they say? And we're not even in the room with their phones. No parental advisory, guidance over their phones or nothing. We don't even know what they listening to when they walk around with the earplugs, the earpods on. When you say something to them and you got, do you hear me? And they got to say, huh? You don't even know what they listening to. What defense mechanisms that you have for that in place to say that this is going to get better? It says it takes a village to raise a child. Everybody got a village but our children. We got a hood. And in the hood, don't know everybody mind their business. If kids over there fighting, they ride by and act like they ain't fighting. They act like they don't care. If Ray killed Tay, Ray get to hide out in the hood with complete refuge under the no snitching law. But he done killed Tay, mama baby. And the same people who know Ray that killed Tay know Tay mama who over here crying, and they sitting in silence watching this woman suffer while he on the run in our community and nobody giving him up. Nobody has more refuge than a murderer in the black community. Everybody else will give him up.
But then say R.I.P.
So I asked the black community, what does murder look like when you got one side of the coin saying, free my nigga who killed somebody, and on the other side, you got rest in peace, my nigga? How can we heal when we divided at that?
That's real tough. So, with you being a fellow Texas native, what's your personal take on this whole Yellow Beezy and Mo3 situation?
Mo3 worked hard to get killed.
That's true. You know, that's true.
Yeah, Mo3 worked hard to get killed. Yellow Beezy and them wasn't no gangster niggas. They was playing pretty boy, fly boys. Mo3 was playing gangster if you listen to his lyrics. Everybody in the city know Mo3 has something to do with Yellow Beezy's Sprinter van being shot up and him almost losing his life. And he immediately went to the studio and made a song and said, yeah, after I shot up your truck, I went and got my dicks up. And you steady shooting up where they at, and you making songs saying you can't come outside. It's almost a lose-lose situation for Yellow Beezy because he's involved, he's intertwined in the culture. And if he don't do nothing, then the culture is gonna say, oh, we not listening to your music no more. You ain't no gangster, you ain't no street nigga, you ain't no killer. And then when Mo3 getting killed for having all these deaths, it's a lot of deaths surrounding him. It's a lot of mothers cried because of him. So when he died, everybody's heartbroken. And the sad thing about it is, he was raised in church.
You can tell what he's saying.
Yeah, he was raised in church.
Yeah.
You can hear him crying out to God in that song before he got killed outside. It's a very powerful song. You can hear him crying out to God. So yeah. The culture causes us to fight against what we know our parents have taught us. Sometimes the culture is more stronger and more influential than the home life, than the upbringing.
100% agree.
Yeah.
I tell my girl all the time. You can raise your kids a certain way, man. I've seen people be raised, and I know they want to raise like that. You fuck around, let your kids go out when they're 11, 12, and get around one wrong person and erase everything you ever taught them.
They always said, they always told us one apple spoils a bunch.
Yeah.
Well, that's why our parents used to say, I want to meet your friend. Not only do I want to meet your friend, I want to meet his mama. I want to meet his mama. Same reason why white people used to say, I want to meet their parents. Where are you from? Man, that's why white people did not want black people coming to go to school with their children, moving into their communities, because our culture is so influential.
It is, man. It is. And I don't know, even at this point, what can we do to kind of like,
Put their ass in jail. Boy, if you put their ass, boy, I ain't seen nothing like jail and prison. Man, shit, jail or the military. I don't see nothing else that changes or corrects the behavior of a gangster street nigga. And all our boys want to be gangster street killing niggas. This group of young males, they don't want no money. They don't want no women. They want a body. Nigga, they want to kill somebody.
I was telling my guy the other day, I said, man, when we was coming up, we want to raise you like that, bro. I mean, if you used to be singing, you got that feel. You have to be one of those people who willing, I go fight 6 Saturdays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you be respectful. If you really think about it, it got to be tough to be a teenager in this time, bro.
Well,
Because if you ain't got no waters, you live 15 to 16, you got no waters, you ain't respect.
man, these niggas don't want no woman. Well, I've always heard a saying that hurt people hurt people. This is a group, a bunch of hurt and neglected children. Man, we forgot about the crack babies. Nigga, they grew up. And now they done had babies. So you had the crack, you had a whole generation and era of crack babies. Nigga, they done grew up and they done had babies. Now, half of they babies is pill babies. For the last 15 years, you done had a group of pill babies. Between ecstasy, Percocet, Xanax, you got pill babies. So you got a new group of pill babies. The pill babies, the difference between the pill babies and the crack babies. The crack babies had a grandmama or a family member that tries to balance they neglect, they pain with a little love, correction, and teachings. The pill babies, they ain't got nobody. School teachers don't like them. CPS workers don't give a damn about them. Don't nobody like the pill baby because the mama don't nobody want to deal with this unruly mama. This is a new mama. The new mama telling her mama, fuck you, mama, you can't tell me how to raise my baby. And this bitch is neglecting the baby in all aspects. So it's because children start having children since the 70s to now. It's just that the children now ain't as grown as the kids, as our mamas knew when they was having us in the 70s and 77. This group of kids here is they having babies. Man, can you imagine being in the 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, and you already addicted to a drug? This group here is battling with mental illness and substance abuse because of their mama and them. This the group that we see the little 5-year-old with the blunt in their mouth because they got the whole mama. This the group that get to see the nigga come through with the guns and they done kill somebody and they sitting in the living room talking about who they done killed, and the 5 and the 6-year-olds know about this. That's how you can produce the young little kings. It's a bunch of little kings, but they ain't got the spotlight. This is the group of kids that get to see and hear exactly what grown folks do and see, and they try to mimic it amongst one another. They more sexual, they more violent, and they more prone to getting high and getting on dope. This that group. How we gonna correct that when we don't even like have 5 motherfucking cousins that's off in the ghetto with these kind of kids? We don't even like half our nephew. We talk about her, the girl that got these kind of kids. 4, 5 different baby daddies. And she with the shit. She fight, she smoke weed, she party, she drink, she with the shit. Her kids be the most dangerous motherfuckers your kids can engage. Because they get to see all the shit your kids don't get to see. They get to see her mama friends come over in them little old bitty short, shaking that ass with them moose knuckles showing. That little nigga be in that living room looking at them moose knuckles, watching his mama. You think he ain't trying to fuck one of them little girls when y'all gone? Come on, because children mimic what they see and repeat what they hear. There's no other way to learn.
So let me ask you this. So a lot of the problems come from, I think, it comes from a lack of leadership.
The roots and the fruits are one and the same. Don't look outside your home. The roots and the fruits, it ain't got nothing to do with leadership. You done had a baby with this nigga. This nigga mild retarded. He just handsome and fine and can play football. He was beat as a child. His daddy used to jump on his mama. So you done went and had a baby by some motherfucker you ain't had no baby by. And you done brought them into a situation, an environment that's not conducive to raising a healthy child. Don't look to your leaders. Look in the mirror. Fuck your leaders. This shit starts with, where your mom and daddy meet each other at? At the club. They done got drunk, just was fucking, and done had you. They don't even like each other. And you stuck in the middle of this little nigga. This ain't your fault. Whatever done happened to you is not your fault, nigga. But goddamn it, boy, based on your choice and decision, you gonna have to go through some shit.
Right.
Damn.
So we got to prepare, my nigga. Look at the conditions. Look at the situation and the condition that this motherfucker in, and you have to prepare them based on the conditions that they're in.
Well, I think the inception of the problem, we have to understand the diametrical difference between a man and a male and a female and a woman. So based on that perception, what is your construct on that?
Most of our first children we have when we're males and we're not men. Most of us had kids when we was early teens, early 20s, so we lack brain development. And we trying to raise this child, we lack brain development, and we done rejected what our parents tried to teach us. I ain't gonna do my kids how my mama done me. I'm gonna give my kids everything. We don't understand discipline. We don't understand structure. We don't understand training. We done had a baby and we're in survival mode. And we forget what we done exposed this kid to when we first had him. So when this kid started acting up and having behaviors, we done kind of changed our life a little bit and kind of got it together. So now we're a little harder on this kid, but we forgot what we had this kid exposed to in the first 5 years of their life, which is the foundation of who they are as a person up to their temperament. Now we done had another kid, so we're trying to get it right with this other kid. Because now we have maturity, we have the brain development, now we have some life experiences. But we got to look in the mirror. Whatever you don't like in your kid, nigga, look in the mirror. You gave it to him. 22, 27 of those chromosomes is yours, the other one is the father. Whatever you don't like in the father, look in the baby. Y'all laid down and had that motherfucker. How you gonna not like him no more? How y'all gonna hate each other? And because y'all hate each other, y'all cannot find a way to operate or responsible as co-parents in the best interest of the child. Y'all operate in the best interest of what y'all feel, and it ultimately hurts the child. If we can't correct that, how we go correct the community? How we go look at our leaders when half of our baby mamas and baby daddies are enemies and they hate each other? That's where we got to go back and correct. Y'all done produced a seed, and that's the overseers of a seed. Y'all hate each other, and it's shown and displayed where the seed can see it. Can you imagine how that kills the seed?
So as far as, the youth, what type of modalities, as we can look into in the future as far as like trying to revitalize our mindset or, you know, basically trying to get in alignment to, you know, to cultivate some type of evolution to the point where we're not stagnant?
Youth engagement at the earliest levels. Youth engagement at the earliest levels past football and basketball, because we'll put the little boy in flag football, but we won't put him in no other kind of program that'll train his development.
I remember you said something about, you know, they should maybe go to prison for a year or something like that, like, because it'll cultivate some type of discipline, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you got to think. As clever as this country is in creating things, the third grade literacy test is one of the methods and the measurements that they use to predict how they will build prisons in the future. So they look at our children and say, man, if these third graders can't read in this area, we might need to build 10 more prisons based off the reading statistics. So I'm saying, man, if we're not talking to kids this low, we losing. If we standing up talking, we done lost. Because everything that's against us is focusing on the ones down here. So if we know part of the third grade literacy test determines how many prisons are built in this country, then why don't we have programs for third graders? Youth engagement, youth development. Why little boys don't know how to cut grass anymore? Why today's little boys, when they bike, get on flat, they don't ride the bike no more because they don't know how to change the flat. You see what I'm saying? Man, why little boys get a phone and not Legos, a Tonka truck? Why little boys are learning how to sit down and pee rather than stand up and pee? Because he watches mama sit down and pee. He ain't never seen a man stand up and pee. Psychologically, that reverses your learning experiences. But nigga, we don't know that. Every little boy learns, and she having a hard time potty training, whooping him, spanking him, emasculating him because he can't pee like her. Come on, man. Nigga, we can't look at no leaders. This shit starts in nurture, prenatal care, the womb.
Yeah, well, the curriculum of that ideology stems from, you know, policy that comes from the, you know, Democratic Party, because we all know what they vilify as far as, like, you know, black degradation and how it's, you know, connected to that, you know, that faction. So when it comes to that, as far as, like, you know, the socio-political aspect of civics, is this something to where we can use the political system as a catalyst to revitalize us?
The Asians don't really use it. They just work and build. Politics won't save us. Politics in America have saved us in two instances throughout history, and they won't save us anymore. Slavery and the Jim Crow. So they got us out of slavery, and they gave us rights. We're on our own. The immigrants who come into this country, who they open our borders up to, they don't come in here and say, and huddle up as immigrants and say, y'all, we need to get into politics. They come try to find jobs and find ways to self-sustain one another and each other as a community. They buy things from one another. They say, fuck them politics. I vote Republican. I vote in every election. But politics is not our answer. We're the answer. We can say, time out, America. We gonna let y'all have the politics. And we're not voting in no more elections. We're gonna focus on us. We'll fare way better. And the reason I say this is because between the Democrat and Republican, they are actually friends. They only fight in front of us. The kids go to school together, they golf together, nigga. So, but we don't understand that we are the spoils of war. No matter what. If we were invaded by another country and they said, Just say China say that they want their debt paid because we owe China debt. They can give us up to China. They blacks because they own us. They gave us rights. We hadn't really fought for rights. We protested it for them. We didn't fight for them, so we don't equally have rights and protection under the law. So to participate politically, I say it's great. But if you're not focusing locally on the people you know in the local politics, then you lose. Then you lose. If you can't move to a small area of a state and 1,000 black people, 500 black families go here and say that we want to annex this county and we want to make this so if we're not doing that, then we ain't playing politics. We're just the pawns.
No tax on overtime.
So now we're just the pawns, homie. We ain't playing politics like that.
So as I'm listening to you, you saying so much positive, so much informative information that you're giving us tonight. But I can't help but wonder why, when you say stuff like this, people, they act like they don't really want to pay attention to that. They only focus on when you say something about, like I said, a rapper or, you know, somebody that's doing something crazy in the community. Why do you think people hate to be called out on those hypocrisies so much?
You ever been asleep and somebody come in and cut them goddamn lights on, you wake up and say, hey man, turn the lights off, man, down. And them lights hurt your eyes because you've been asleep so long? That's us. Man, you gotta think. We just made it to the information age. We just now starting to know about things that can't be hidden anymore. So now we have knowledge and information that we once didn't have before, that our ancestors, our grandmamas and them didn't have. Nigga, everybody don't want the lights on.
Right.
Everybody don't want the lights on, man. So that's what man, listen, white people really had a civil war. And it really wasn't over slavery. They want you to believe that it was over slavery, but it was more over the federal government and the states. State rights versus federal, man, fuck you. You can't tell me I can't have no slaves and this been the way, man, fuck y'all. So it really wasn't over slavery. It was over more economics. Yeah, we got more power than y'all, and we're counting our slaves. That's where the 3/5 slavery count come from. We picking cotton, send it up there to the north where you guys are. You guys got the industrial warehouses. Y'all making jeans and linens. Come on now, America's booming. We become a superpower. Why would y'all want to stop this? That's what they were fighting over. We becoming we're a world superpower. We're the youngest country on earth, and we control the world. Why the fuck would y'all want to stop this? So that's what we gotta have amongst black people. But this fight is over who's right and who's wrong. Because now black people uphold wrong. As if our mothers and our fathers, man, we really wasn't taught right. Now, post-crack baby era, them motherfuckers were taught wrong. But man, if you were born in, man, 93 on down, 93, man, you got morals, you got values, and you know right from wrong. Yeah, man, so I'm saying, come on, homie, how we gonna act like, how we gonna look at right and say right is wrong, and look at wrong and say wrong is right? Men, those are the end of times in the Bible, according to Scripture. A group of people that do that.
Speaking of Scripture, Charleston White, I always wanted to ask you, what's your take on spirituality? What does Charleston White believe in? Do you even believe in God?
I do. I was raised in Christian. Niggas celebrate Easter egg hunting, go to church on Mother's Day. You know, the traditional black people. You learn Amazing Grace. You know, you see the people that catch the Holy Ghost in the church, but they still drank after church. You know, pastor guy, you know, so I grew up trying to understand the Bible, praying, you know, Our Father, who are memorizing that prayer, As I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul, memorizing that prayer, getting on side the bed, on my knees. So I grew up with that, but not really knowing God.
Do you still pray when you go through tough
Nah.
times? When you don't pray no more?
I don't pray at all.
Why not?
Cause my mama say, God already know before you were going through this that you would go be going through this, and He already got it figured out for you. So
Charleston, what do you think about Marvin Sapp?
hold on, we'll get to that. If God already know I'm going through this, and He already got it worked out in my favor, then why I need to bother Him with praying? God, give me the strength. God, give me the strength to get through this. Give me the same spirit that rose Christ from the dead. That's all I ask, God. I don't want nothing else from God but the same spirit that rose Christ from the dead, because it says, with this spirit, I ain't got to read the Bible. It says, with this spirit, that this spirit will write God's word upon my heart. I can't understand the Bible. Why I got to go to church, God, at the same time every Sunday, and I got to wait for the preacher to get the word from you, God. And I was just talking to you last night, but I wasn't praying. I was saying, God, damn, God, I can't take this no more. But I wasn't praying. Because I had a friend who committed suicide when we was children, a guy by the name of Commodore Ross. And I remember being put in the same cell that he killed himself in, and they did this to punish me. They wouldn't give me a Bible. I couldn't access the chaplain, the Catholic priest. I couldn't call mama. And I'm saying, how do I get God right now? How do I call on God? As a little bitty boy, I'm saying this, homie, because I'm having suicidal thoughts, because this overwhelming feeling of me being in this cell. So I'm having an emotional breakdown, and I ain't got a Bible to read, and I can't even understand it. So how can, as a 13, 14, how can I access God? By that spirit that raised Christ from the dead. So fuck that Bible, fuck that preacher, fuck going to church. God, give me the spirit, because Jesus said He was going to send back the spirit, not the Bible, not the preacher. Give me that spirit. How do I access the spirit? I need the spirit, man. The spirit is what gave Jesus the power to walk on water. Jesus couldn't do it without the spirit. So, man, fuck that book. God, give us. So this generation have to be able to access the spirit. They can't read. If only 36% of our children can read on or above their grade level, how they go access God out the Quran or the Bible? They can't even read. If they mamas ain't taught them about God, when they go to jail and they locked in, how they access this spirit of God? And they don't even know. I don't even know how to pray. Most of them don't even know how. So how they go get that spirit? So, man, give me that spirit. Fuck everything everybody else talking about.
One of the people in the crowd said, man, what is your take on this Marvin Sapp situation?
They were supposed to rob the church that day, knowing it was $40,000 goddamn dollars in there. Somebody supposed to text their nephew or their son, one of them grandmama that got them robbing their grandbaby, and came up there and say they holding us hostage. Boy, them niggas kicked the doors in for mama and grandma. Because, man, the Bible says that the church is a storehouse and not a bank. You're not supposed to save money. You're supposed to have non-perishable food items. When you pay tithes, you're supposed to take toilet tissue, Pampers, tampons, baby wipes into the storehouse, beans, canned goods, so they can store it up. Not for the bank account, because the bank account pastor go get him 3 luxury cars, a diamond pinky ring, his wife go on luxury vacations, and God don't need no money. So why you bothering us about money? And most of the people you bothering about money is struggling at, above, below the poverty line. So why you shaking these people down for money? Why the church don't have nothing going on, running the daycare service where the women can pay a half price. You see what I'm saying? I give to the church, but I can't get nothing back out the church. Man, fuck the church.
Do you think that the 501c3 charter is basically putting encryption on the evolution of black people who are stuck in Christianity? Because even when you tie it all the way back to etymology as far as the word Christian, it means black when you go to the Strong Concordance. So a lot of people, just a multitude of, the demographic of blacks.
Yeah, Christian is a cult. That's a cult because the Bible doesn't speak of Christians. There's no title for people that believe in God. It says that religion is what makes the real God void, because you have religion and all these rules that go along with religion. Man, let me just say this, because now today's church is a 501c3, and by way of the United States Constitution, church and state is supposed to be separate. So how can the church become a tax-exempt organization to the state? But because President George Bush pushed the faith-based initiative concept, the church now have got in bed with the state, and the state control the church. That's why the preacher have to be censored to preach. He can't just freely preach. That's why now, during political seasons, you now have politicians who now come to the church and campaign at the church by way of the preacher. That's why now every time there's a police shooting or they need a black leader, they run to the person that they're in bed with, the preacher, with the 501c3 tax exempt status, and they don't go to the real community leaders. The preacher is one of the biggest tools next to hip hop that's being used to keep the black race docile and subservient.
Facts. So, with that truth being said, do you think, as a whole, that we have to divorce from the religious aspects and get to the inception of our true spirituality?
Grandmama done gave so much to the church, and the church having came with a corporate insurance policy like the employment world, they robbed us. Even when we die, we got to give the pastor or the preacher or the church some type of stipends of money just to even be buried here. And if you ain't been giving tithes to the church, you can't be buried here, nigga. So we should have been divorced the church a long time ago, following Dr. King. The preacher led us into this burning building.
Yeah, even Martin Luther King, he said that because he understood that it was correlated with the economic infrastructure to combat, gentrification and things of that nature. So as far as, the religion,
nobody takes in more money than the black church, by the way.
Oh yeah, millions of dollars. And they don't even use their status to even combat the afflictions that is propagated by, policy and government.
They only open on Sundays and Wednesdays.
Right.
Yeah, so they're pretty much obsolete and invisible to the black community. I agree. Yeah.
So I heard you say earlier that the thing that kind of got you out of the street life, or before you could even get all the way to it, was fatherhood.
Yeah, fatherhood.
So how do you feel about situations like this whole Anthony Edwards situation, where he just went on and paid the child support? He don't want to have nothing to do with the baby, even though he made the baby and did what it took. He don't want to have nothing to do with it. He just...
I think he's a hero to black men. Not only that, I think it's okay to walk away from the baby. Man, fuck that baby. You done had a baby with this hoe. Man, y'all just fucking. Man, this bitch already got a baby by another nigga. Y'all just fucking having fun, and she want to ruin the fun by keeping the baby. Man, bitch, abort the baby. Man, come on now. You done aborted some before. You done aborted some before, and then when you get mad at me, guess what? It's your baby, remember? When the black woman get mad, don't she say, this is my baby? You can't tell me what to do with this baby. And don't, when you have a baby by the black woman, she take 100% control of your legacy. So nigga, why would you stay there? Fuck that baby. She got 100% control of it. If she don't want to get his baby my last name, he won't have my last name. She get to shape his mind of how he see me. Fuck that baby. Granddad and them did, and they fared out well. So this group of men saying, man, you can't walk off on the baby. Why not? We were just fucking. She knew that. Well, you should have used a rubber. She should have made me. It take two, don't it?
Facts.
And you don't think that morally,
Fuck morals, nigga. Fuck morals. Listen, I'm saying fuck morals when I wake up and sin against God when I want to have fun. When I want to have fun on the weekend, I'm single, I'm not married, I want to have sex. I ain't thinking about morals. When I'm masturbating, watching my favorite porn video, I ain't thinking about morals. Fuck that baby in them morals. I need a peace of mind, black man. Nothing is more greater to a black man than his peace of mind. It's even greater than the responsibilities of being a father. Because if you can't think straight as a black man and she got you rattled and got control over your life, let me pay you, because this is all about money. Because if this is not about money, you would put me on child support before the baby get here. You know why? So I can have rights to my son or my daughter. Because without child support, without me being married to you, I really don't have no rights to this kid. So if you really concerned about me being a father, put me on child support now. And let's deal with this now. Let's talk about visitation rights before the kid get here, if we really serious. Other than that, bitch, you just mad because we ain't fucking no more. You ain't getting no more money. And I got some new pussy. You got some new dick. Can we go on? Let the baby grow up and catch me when he's 16, 17 years old. I might have a different heart at the time. But right now, fuck that baby. My woman don't want the baby. My woman don't want the baby. I'm just being real. Ain't that how it go? Because I'm not, man, just because we done had a baby, man, we both made this mistake. You deal with it. So you protect you, lady, is what I'm trying to say. Man, give it up for CPS. Give your rights up. Terminate your rights as a father, nigga. Let the courts know I don't give a damn about this baby. I want my rights terminated. I don't even want to get attached to the baby or none of that. That's, yeah. I support it 100%. And I support it saying, nigga, if you got to fight to see your baby, if you got to be disrespected to see your baby, if you don't have no peace just to see your baby, nigga, fuck your baby. Get you right, nigga. Don't send all the nigga, fuck that baby. Nigga, disappear for a while. It'll hurt for a moment, but nigga, you'll feel better as a man later. That's what I'm talking. And the kid will be out there. Plenty of niggas done grew up without a dad and turned out to be successful basketball players.
Yeah, with some respect, y'all. With some respect, we're gonna go to the audience. Is anybody in the audience want to?
And you can be disrespectful. I know how to match energy. See, we got security to stop a fight. We just be hollering at each other.
You got a question for the audience?
Charleston White go hard now. Did you eat your food yet that you got from here?
I stuck my finger in the chicken, but I didn't want to tell nobody because I didn't wash my hand. But I touched it on the back part though. I didn't touch the whole part. I didn't want to say that, but I'm just being honest. But yeah, I taste that grape. Yes, man. It's in the cone on the back part. That's the whole part I touched.
Okay.
We got a question back in the back.
You lying to me, nigga. They said that 5 years ago. But now listen to it. So when this what I tell myself. I ain't done nothing to damn motherfucker to be killed. I've never shot a gun at a black person. I've never sold dope in the black community. I've never abused and put my hands on a black woman. When I was trying to pimp, I never tried to pimp on a black woman. You see what I'm saying? So why would I think that harm would come to me for what I say, and they idolize niggas that say worse? They idolize gangbanging niggas, OG niggas who done really kill people and hurt people. They idolize real pimps. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm saying there's nothing in my mind that'll make me believe that harm is coming my way. That's why I'm so brutal with my words, because I don't believe there's going to be anything that'll happen to me. I showed up here with no security, no nothing. I traveled around the country with no security, no nothing. So I'm saying to myself, why would black people think that harm would come my way when y'all know people who don't really harm people that's walking around enjoying life? That don't make sense to me.
We got another question right here.
What was it again? Oh, so I've transitioned to doing comedy because black people didn't want the realness. They wanted to laugh. So I said I didn't want the things that I say to supersede the things that I do amongst my people, but I started to realize that black people, words matter more than what you do. That's how everybody can play on us. Because we look at your words. If you can come deliver some words to us, you got us. You ain't got to do. So I came to comedy. And when I came to comedy, I found my gift. And so I've been selling out comedy shows around the country. I'm headlining my own comedy tour. I've had a Live Nation tour. Netflix is looking to pick up a comedy special. So, man, I see myself being one of the top 5 comedians in the next 2 years.
I'll give a round of applause for that. Here we go right here.
I had a question about what you feel about, all the potential you got and they're all the successful. But what do you feel about Yo Gotti?
What I feel about Yo Gotti? I got a lot of respect and admiration for Yo Gotti. I think he's a very clever businessman that done gave a lot of opportunities to a lot of young brothers throughout the country. But you know, he got a dark cloud.
Do you feel like, is it true that like he's trying to sell CMG?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know him like that.
That's what I was trying to
I don't know what them rap niggas got going on. Yeah, them niggas, yeah. I don't know what them niggas got going on. I just know, his brother being killed and his brother having ties to Dolph being killed leaves a stain on his name and his organization. So, black on black violence.
Anybody else? Here I come.
Yes, sir.
I got you right here.
So first of all, I just want to say I got the utmost respect for you, brother. Some things you say I love, some things you say I hate, but at the end of the day, I got the utmost respect for you, especially after today. But my question is, you said something earlier about the public school system being indoctrination.
Yeah.
And I also seen you say in the video that reparations is the public school system for the black people.
Yeah.
So now that just got me a little confused on how you really feel about it. I feel like the public school system is bullshit. Like you said, it's indoctrination. When you really look at it, our kids, they can't read, a whole lot of more shit. You know what I'm saying? So
free education, because the slaves wasn't afforded this same opportunity. So if you add up the tax dollars in public education and what your state spends and what they fight over to agree to have a budget for your public school system, and that's a lot of money. Who else is teaching us to read? We don't love black children enough to make sure that they know how to read before they go to school. None of us do. Nigga, the furthest we get our kids to is the ABC 1, 2, 3, LMNOP. But when they get to school, it's the white public school system that we have a disdain for to teach our children how to read, not only how to read, how to do addition, subtraction. So no one else is teaching our children. They don't come out of our homes already educated. And niggas, education starts at home.
There you go.
They don't come out of our homes already educated. They come out dumb. When they get to that white boy school system, they don't even know how to pronounce the or the. And we mad at this school system? Michelle Alexander wrote this book that's called The New Jim Crow, and it talks about how the school system is your school to prison pipeline. But every day you send your kid to that school, not only knowing that this school miseducates your kid, that most of them are uneducated. And they have behavior problems. Not only do they have behavior problems at that school, the nutrition that they're being fed is almost similar to dog food, but you don't pack a lunch for your kids to have a nutritional meal at school. So what's your problem with the school, black people? I heard what you're saying, but I'm watching what you're doing. You completely rely on this broken school system to educate your kid up to the 12th grade. You don't have no curriculums, no programs in place for you to educate your kid. When your kid get out of school, you don't stop this kid and say, what did you learn today? To debrief your child on what they learned so you can, come on now. Come on, man.
One more question. So what would your thoughts be on, I believe it was Rockefeller that founded the public school?
That's who created it, yeah.
Okay. And he has a slogan that goes, I'm trying to create workers, not thinkers. So when you look at the whole,
I used two words earlier, docile and subservient. Those make great workers. You come into work tired, you docile, you just clock in and you go on the thing and you tired. You ain't got no energy, but you at work. You ain't got no energy, you're depressed, but boy, you come into work, you don't miss work. Boy, you come in, you driving to work, you don't feel good. You a docile, subservient worker. That's what he created. So that's what the school produces. Well, because just think about this. The slave couldn't read. It was against the law for the slave to read. If we didn't teach you how to read, how else would you know how to read, black people? So that's your reparations. You know how to read. Now you can get a job. You can make you some money. You can go get a job because we taught you how to read, not your home.
We're gonna do one more.
What do your Dewberry do for fun?
Dewberry got to go home every night. I be in the strip club. Yeah, that nigga Dewberry got to go home. Me and Dewberry been friends since we were 15. Okay. Yeah. We been friends since we were 15 years old. I ain't like him at first.
Yeah, he like him.
Cause he had a cool walk. And I seen him when he walked in the cafeteria. I seen all the girls' heads turn. So I was a little hater. I was a hater. Yeah. I used to be a little hater.
And then one more question. So when we took a picture, it didn't say, can I take a selfie with you?
Yeah, most definitely. Big dog. We'll catch it afterward. Yeah. Well, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Oh, really?
One more right here. Okay.
Okay, have you ever met a mother that has done some of those things that you just say you don't see? Like, for instance, have you ever met parents that are having kids that go to school and they already know how to read, write their names, and all of those things? Have you ever seen kids that, they're getting life skills at home before they graduate? Have you experienced seeing that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Those kids don't get in trouble. Those kids' mannerisms and behaviors and actions are foreign to what we see in the majority of our young people. So you can tell. I see those kids all the time.
Okay, I asked that question because you said agree, but that do exist, and you have seen that, right?
Yes, ma'am, but it's a small minority, and it's almost invisible
Okay.
because it's so small. So when I say we, it's so small, man, we messed up as a race of people.
I got just one more piece to that. Thank you for, expressing that and acknowledging that you have seen that before, because at some of the points of the things you said, I wish a woman was on that stage also to kind of combat those male views. And I get that we can do that, but I just want to acknowledge.
Well, let me just say this. The woman have been raising the boy by herself. No interference, all on her own. And all statistics by herself lead him to prison. No matter how good she thinks she's doing, no matter how good she thinks she can combat it, she's the one raising the one everybody don't like, not even her. She's raising him to be the man she can't even have. So I understand what you're saying, sister, but right now there's a headline where a well-to-do black kid that come from the home you just described stabbed a white kid at school. And those are the headlines right now.
So my last thing I want to say is, what would you say to a woman that has really exemplified the opposite in that few that you say? For instance, I'll give you a scenario. A woman that has raised a kid independently. When that kid went to kindergarten, they knew how to read, write. As they were going through the school, that kid knew how to do laundry at 8 years old, fold their laundry because that parents took out time. If you open that kid's drawer at 12 years old, he's organized his shirts, it's like military. And when that kid became a senior, he was graduating from college and high school at the same time, very disciplined, know how to pay bills, been raised by a single mother. If the single mother dies today, you know how to go to the life insurance policy and tell the other parts of the family what's the plan.
Now
Like
what do he know how to do as a man? Because I heard you just tell me what he know how to do as a woman. Hold on. I just heard you describe to me what he can do as a boy, as a woman. Now, when he get with a woman, what kind of man is he going to be? Do he know how to cut the grass? Can he fix the alternator? Do he have emotional intelligence? Is he compassionate? Is he love? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's all that. I mean, I've spoken to that, but with the laundry that came with the grass and shoveling and hard work have value. That he see his mom doing something.
So this is my response to you. He saw his mama do it. But I'm going to take you back to Scripture. Scripture says a son can do nothing but what he sees his father does, not his mama.
What would you say to a woman that still has accomplished that with their son and their son know how
He still got to see a man. I don't care how good of a woman you are. He still got to see a man. He got to see a man.
I need to know what you're going to say to that woman.
He got to see a man. So what my mother tried to do, she tried to go find uncles. She tried to put us in programs, mentoring programs, football. She kept us engaged with some type of man that would get our attention, that can have an impact on us. So he have to see a man.
Any closing remarks, Charleston, before we get out of here?
No, man, it's been a great dialogue. I was challenged. At times by certain questions. I showed some vulnerability. And not many times do I get invited to an atmosphere or a group where they want to see the man. Most people want the character. So I appreciate this. Yeah.
This is our first episode of Street Therapy.
Yeah, this gonna be big. Yeah, this gonna be big. Yeah, this gonna be big.
Shout out to Sabrina Wings and things on that video.
Shout out to Sabrina Wings and things. Yeah.
We got a lot of people that came through tonight.
Give me the Kanye West and the academic. What do you think about that?
So I was supposed to have been doing it. So yeah, I did. So man, listen, me and Kanye, we talk regularly.
Is it crazy as hell in real life?
He hurt. Man, nigga, you got homie. He hurt. Man, he lost his mama. He ain't been the same since he lost mama. Nigga don't know.
Again, go back onto what you were talking about again with the raising the children. Like the man built the school for his children themselves.
But man, he didn't have black children though. So this is what happened. Not because I have mixed children. I have biracial children. But man, if you don't have kids with the right people, you see what's going on. Listen to me, as a father, what man will publicly say as a father where his kids can hear, I didn't want to have children by this woman? That hurts your kids. So even though you done built a school for your kids, his power as a father have been stripped from him.
Right? But Charleston, you hear that right person that's going to say,
Man, when you can't get involved when people's children's business. Ain't no right person can come in and make something right with
have
it.
you seen the shit that's going on with him on, like, going on Jay-Z and them on?
Nah, I ain't into that.
You ain't watching?
Nah, I ain't. Man, I got so much. I got to help mama pay bills. I got this. I got too many bills. I got to pay to worry about that nigga. And still not go broke with the fame and celebrity. So nah, I can't focus on that nigga.
We'll wrap it up like this. 1 second, y'all. We'll wrap it up like this. Man, we appreciate you for coming out, brother. We hope that this is not the last time we get late. And we look forward to hearing you and seeing you make these people on the internet act a goddamn fool.
Well, I would like to do more of this. So what I see right now, we can take this concept on tour. This is like we can go from different cities, different states, having this whole concept engage in our community because this is more beneficial than me playing the character on the internet. Yeah. I already love, brother. Nigga, we can take this on tour. You hear me? This was a hell of a concept, man. Nah, this was a hell of a concept, big dog.
Charleston, man.
What's up, man?
Hey, I appreciate you, gang.
Love, brother.